What's up? What's up? What's up, peeps? Gonna go live here and hopefully everything works. Cool. I see myself live, so that works on YouTube. And what I can do over here is I'm just going to share this link out. We're going to test it out this way. I'll explain to you guys in a couple minutes. All right, so live streaming on YouTube. Come and join us. Not now. I'll be with you guys in 1 second. All right. So, what's up, peeps? So, I'm just streaming on YouTube right now. I think some of the possible issues I've been having recently with quality issues was not on my end. It was I have 4K monitors, and it was these platforms can't handle 4K when you go to restream. So, and YouTube has the best streaming quality. It looks like Facebook and Twitter don't have good streaming quality. So, I might have to just, if I do stream on Facebook and YouTube, just accept that the quality is not good, or I might just only do YouTube and then share out to everywhere else. So with YouTube, they're hands down the best for quality on streaming. So gonna take a look at a few of these charts here. So here's my e-signal as well. I want to compare the quality of e-signal on YouTube compared to Thinkorswim. So this is e-signal, and then I'm going to pull up Thinkorswim as well. And then we'll see which ones are better. All right, so this is Thinkorswim. So just looking at some potential setups for large caps. If you look at the SPY had a pullback day, again at all-time highs. So SPY is coming back, and it looks like it's retesting kind of this level right in here. So we'll have to watch and see. There might be a little bit of a gap down that it may want to fill down over in here. So that line right there is the 9 EMA. So we'll see if it holds or if it ends up starting to potentially roll over. You see a possible head and shoulders up over in here. And then if it starts to fail, then you can have a left shoulder head, and we'll have to watch and see if there's a right shoulder and see what happens down at these support levels. So, with a pullback day or a drop over here and the SPY, that affects potential setups. So Nike is one that's a potential possible bearish setup. You'll see kind of a rising wedge pattern. You can see kind of a star or a spinning top pattern at the top of angular resistance. So we'll have to watch and see if price can't break above that 170. Then you look at these areas below as support. So if it can't break 170, it might be an inverse. Doesn't mean bearish forever. It just could pull back or kind of a possible reversal play down over here. Got to watch and see if angular support will hold. So possible bearish setup on Nike. I was looking at Beyond Meats. So Beyond Meats was interesting. Might be a possible double or triple bottom. Seeing if support will hold in this area right over in here. So you do have a kind of an inverse head and shoulders ish. So you do have kind of a left shoulder, head, right shoulder in here. See if if support will hold over in here and continue up. You do have some resistance in these levels right up over in here, 128 to that 135-ish level. So we'll see if some support will hold in here and get a move up if that support level will hold. And you can draw kind of right over here. You know, it could also be a descending triangle as well. So again, just watching if support will hold and watching these areas above for resistance. Let's take a look at some other ones. Haven't really been liking a lot of the plays lately just because the market at all-time highs. Got to see what, again, it affects price action with a lot of these stocks. Oh, wow. Amazon had a pretty decent drop, huh? That one's very iffy. MU's hitting resistance. Johnson & Johnson might be interesting. So it's nearer to resistance right up here. And then you have these areas, possible flag, possible cup and handle. But you can see it's also right near these all-time highs as well. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. And sometimes the best trade is no trade at all. So you can see kind of some support right out here. You know, possible ascending triangle. Gotta watch. Is it? What chat is it? Asa, what are you saying? What do you mean? What chat is it? Yeah, it's still kind of trading sideways. Not really loving it, but possible. Again, gotta watch and see. So higher lows are forming. It is nearer to all-time highs. It's got to contend with this up in this area here. See if this 9 EMA can hold and break above. Oh, chart. Perfect. Okay, that makes more sense. That was Johnson & Johnson, JNJ. Lots of garbaccio. I personally don't know. So right here's Microsoft. See if Microsoft can hold this 284-ish level. Now there is a gap down, so be aware of this. So it's possible, you know, if price starts to fail, it might want to fill this gap down. So you want to see right here, see if angular support can hold, continue up. If not, be aware of that gap down right here that may want to fill. Press the what? Press the like. A lot of these have possible reversal setups to pull back. You know, again, they run with the market, so you'll see a lot of these have these kind of pullback setups forming. So right here, if price can't break above out here, it might want to pull back down to these levels here. So a lot of these ones kind of have more of these large caps have these reversal setups going on right now. Now GLD might be holding here. It's kind of trading in this channel at the moment. And you have right up over here. And it did go and fill this gap right up over in here. So if this area, this previous gap, if this can get back up, you'll see it went up, it filled the gap, or it's kind of filled the gap. It's coming back down. See if this angular support will hold. Then you see there is some gaps still up over in here. So again, if the market starts dropping, it's possible gold might want to continue to move up. Let's take a look at a weekly chart. Kind of still trading sideways, possible inverse head and shoulders-ish, but it's kind of trading sideways at the moment. And lots of bearish setups, guys. Apple right here, see if it can hold angular support. Again, if the market goes up, watch Apple to go up with it. If the market continues down, then you got to be careful. Again, it might have some pressure right down here as these support levels right over here and down right in here. Kind of double topping, so double topping down over here. Again, the market, you just don't know what they're going to do. It every time people think that the thing's going to tank and crash, they prop it back up. So that's why I wouldn't be so quick for it to go bear. At some point, it'll pull back, you would think, or drop more. But the moment it goes, they quickly prop it back up. So if you see, on SPY, again recently, boom, right back down, and then boom, right back up. Right, so it could happen again. Just kind of boom right back down, push it back up again. So I'll have to watch and see. AFRM. Let me take a look. Let me switch over to E-signal. I want to test out the charts, see how clear that looks over here. Hey guys, how's the stream quality on YouTube? I think it looks pretty good on my end here. Except for E-signal's got a delay pulling up charts, but you guys seeing my quality okay? Except for this chart here. There we go. Looks good. Awesome. Good to see. Yeah, it's just the YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. They put out worse quality when you do live streaming. Awesome. So with AFRM, so you had some higher lows forming in here, but you got some resistance in. Let's see. It's kind of caught up in this level right here. So if it support can hold, it's possible it can go up. It's again kind of a bigger candle. You got to go to watch and see if it can break above this candle. But again, a bit overextended, bigger candle today, big volume. What would you say? Look like a good short as a sympathy play for square, but it's running. Yeah, I personally like to see like more smaller candle pullbacks. I don't like bigger candles like that. So if I go over to yeah, this one could go either way. I like kind of these smaller candles off that 9 EMA. I like those bull flag setups. Sorry, guys, just bite my skin here. What else here? Let's look at Disney. It's not a whole heck of a lot that I like. So again, I like seeing stuff like this when something's at all-time highs, possibly pulling back. But again, it's not that far from that 9 EMA. So if I was going to go bearish on Nike, I wouldn't say necessarily long term. Again, you can see these fake out plays and then they fly, right? So you can see something like this, it pulls back for a day or two and then it goes and rips up. So if something right down here pulls back some and then it goes and rips up. So it's tough to go short or bearish on a market where they keep propping it up. So if you do and there's a pullback or two, especially with options, you got to consider covering, and closing out your positions if they prop that market back up. So I like dojis and spinning tops as reversals coming down. You can see a warning up here potentially coming down, but again, it might only be a day or two or a couple of days before they move it up. I mean, so many of these look so tempting to go bearish, but they're also really close to that 9 EMA. And as you see in the SPY, guys, it fails and they bring it back up. Fails, they bring it back up. Fails, they bring it back up. That's why I really like that ride the 9 strategy when you're looking at these is that, I like them getting, price getting above that 9 EMA. You could ride that 9 EMA, and then when you start to see closes below it like this, consider getting out. But then when price falls below and then it kind of gets back up again, it's that short-term momentum line. Now, again, when it's really close together, especially trading large caps, depending on what trading, like what you're putting behind it, like trading naked options behind these large caps could be very difficult when you're seeing stuff like this or like this. But if you're doing like, credit spreads or something like that, iron condor is a different story. So you could stay in if you want price to stay above a certain area, you can stay in these candles as long as its price is staying above or below a certain area. And we teach you guys that in our courses. So you'll see over here on our website at bullishbears.com, we have free courses to help you right here. So we've got, about 10 free courses to help you. So if you're brand new, we have a basic course, couple day trading courses, swing trading, couple options courses, futures, then we have candlesticks, and then broker setup over here. So if you're new and you haven't followed along with us, you could come over to our website, bullishbears.com, opt in to put your email right here, get access to our free courses. And then when you log in right up here in the members area, let me just do this. I always do this. Let's go to Chrome. I got to clear my cache and cookies. Drives me crazy seeing our search box not in the right spot. So once you log up here under members area, you'll see courses over here, and then you can start taking our courses over here. And then we have trade rooms. So we have 3 trade rooms, a penny stocks room, a options or large caps room, and futures. So we teach all of those different styles. So we have penny stocks, futures, and large caps room. So if you want to learn about large caps, options, all that good stuff, you can take our courses and then come talk to peeps in our trade rooms, see the different trading styles, and then you can practice implementing them. We do have real-time alerts over here. So we have our trade alert setups that are over here. So that's the alert setups of what stocks we're looking to potentially move in the nearer term. And that's where you decide whether you're going to put the trade on yourself or not. And then we have real-time alerts up here, which is our options alerts. Both of our alerts, guys, especially if you're brand new, don't trade our alerts unless you know how to trade. And the best way to do it, if you want to get practice, is just have a paper account, right? So when we call out options, if you don't know how to trade options, well, first of all, take our courses, but take our real-time alerts that we send out and practice them in a paper account first. Yes, that's not sexy. Again, you want to make money. Everybody wants to make money, but it takes time to make money. They're more meant to be a guide to help you to learn how to trade yourself. If you trade our alerts over time, you'll have more winners than losers. But if you only cherry pick certain ones, you might have, 2 and 2, or you might have 2 winners one week. You might have 2 losers a week and 1 winner. You got to trade them, overall, not just kind of cherry pick them, right? So that's why I don't look at trade alerts with us or any company as going to make you rich, right? Or take away the process of learning yourself. Anybody that calls out trade alerts, you still have to learn how to trade them yourself. So that's why we have our courses to help you. We have our trade rooms to help you. But both of our alerts are a helpful guide, especially if you practice them in a paper account. And you'll see, again, just one of them that was on our list today, just from the day trade one. BTBT, we had on yesterday for a break above this candle, and it went from $9, had a high up to $11 today. So I had a $2 move on our day trade list. So this is a really nice one that was on right here. And if you see, we had it kind of on a break, you'll see this resistance level right up over in here, kind of that ascending triangle. And then you can see going intraday over in here, I had a really great move up, right? So on a 5-minute, these are huge 5-minute candles, but that's where if you're day trading it and you go in on a 1-minute and you zoom in, you had right here a couple nice moves at open where you had kind of that pennant pattern right here on a 1-minute pattern. So you could have traded this breakout at 968 and, you could have had that right up here for a scalp. That was a nice move. 968, even if you got out over here at 1011, what is that? Like a 40, 50 cent move there. If you watch for price to pull back down over into these areas right in here, back to that 9 EMA again, and had a re-entry right around in here at that 997 or right before a break of 10, you could have gotten out at 1020, or if you rode the 9 or right out into the future here, you could have did the ride the 9 strategy again and went up to 1125. So if you had an earlier entry, you could have stayed in throughout the process, but you got to be careful. Again, I think it's a low float. It's kind of a medium floatish. So, but again, a couple nice plays to day trade that. So we teach day trading, we teach swing trading, we teach options, we teach futures. And again, we have the courses to help you on our website here. So you can take our courses here. We do have a free trial to try out our trade rooms and our alerts, but just want to give you the proper expectation, guys, that it takes time. You have to practice. It's not going to happen right overnight. Just trying to see my, I'm trying this new streaming out. Guys, you like my new aviator glasses I got today? These are aviator Gunner. Was it Gunner? Yeah, Gunner. These ones right here. Right here. So I got these new ones. They're like my pitbull glasses. So when I do my pitbull dancing, I have my aviator style glasses. So I had to get ones for my computer. So these are some new glasses. Styling. but I can see there's some reflection that's probably from the light. Now, here's a good test because now I want to see, can I just turn my light off here? See, I like this kind of bullish bear in the background because now I actually don't have to have it as light. I don't like light in my eyes. So look at this. I actually look good without any light. Perfect. So I'm closer to the camera. I don't like that blur thing, but I guess that's kind of the the thing nowadays when you have backgrounds. So I'm closer, but then I have this thing that moves behind me. What do you mean switch the screen? I can get lighting and all that. I have 2 lights next to me. I have a couple, like both sides of my head. I just don't like lights. And then the problem is, especially when you're doing this live streaming, right? You got to be careful with like AC and fans for the sensitivity, right? I just did. I showed you a few this whole time. So you're big? Not sure what you mean. Rui, I just showed a few. There wasn't anything that I really loved. There was possibly BYND if it holds support. Right here, there is kind of an inverse head and shoulders ish. So beyond possibly Nike for a possible pullback at the top of this rising wedge. See if it can pull back to these support levels. But again, like I said, if it has a pullback day or two and it holds support here, you got to be careful. So this one's just more from a shorter term putback. And then pullback potentially. And then Johnson and Johnson, maybe. But again, I'm just pulling them up, guys, and seeing. I don't love really any of this because everything runs with the market, and the market's got to decide what it's going to do. Is it going to really drop, or are they going to buy it back up? You know, you can see the days that it's, 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and then boom, right back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, back up. Right here, back up. So trying to take bearish positions or even long, you're trying to go long when you might have pullback days, or trying to go short where they'll buy it back up. It's very erratic. Oh, sorry. So instead of being in the corner, you'd be in the main screen for a moment. Down on the right. That's just where I positioned it. It doesn't matter that's where you, for the stream, I can go bigger. So I could just do like this. I can come in bigger. So it's not a problem to do that. It's just more of a, when I did no background, I actually think for the quality of what you see more of me and it's clearer here. And this is with me with no lighting on. My 4K camera picks up better like this. All my other streams I've been doing the past few days, I have my background in the background, like no Bullish Bear. But then like the lighting gets all weird and stuff. The 4K picks up darker backgrounds or picks up light. It just doesn't, and then it looks more grainy, and then I got to have lights on me, and then I can't have AC or a fan. So it's kind of hot out, no AC or a fan, and then you put bright lights on my face. And so like, then I got to drink water every 5 seconds. So as far as like setup goes, it's better like this, but so I'm much clearer now here. But I got to test out Facebook and Twitter again. So I have to see the stream here, the quality, and how YouTube plays back. I'm going to see how it looks. How do I like it? Let's see if it's clear, my charts. Let's see. It's definitely better than it was. And that's the other thing is it's about as good as you're going to get because YouTube degrades their streams or throttles it. So yeah, this is about as good as it's going to get. And that's anybody that live streams, it's that way. But, you do Facebook, and Twitter, Facebook and Twitter won't look as good as YouTube. So either I don't stream on Facebook and Twitter at all, or I do and just accept that the quality's not as good. But definitely YouTube is the best. And actually, as I'm streaming this one, I'm streaming this on my screen. So I'm on YouTube right now and I'm streaming it on my screen to a 4K larger stream. Let me see. I wonder if you're full screen and you can read every small text. That's perfect. Thank you. So this is in a bigger setup. So I'm actually streaming it to my this right here is going to 3840 by 2160. So I don't know if it'll change if I go, let's just do it right now for a test, 1920 by 1080. Let's try that. Some apps won't, until you close and reopen them. So let me try Xing out of Thinkorswim and eSignal. Gary, do me a favor. Let's do a test if you're on here. I'm going to reopen Thinkorswim and eSignal and try them with the 1920 by 1080 and see if it's as good a quality or not. Thank you. Thank you, Amelia. So yeah, now we're going to do a test to see going to, this should be the 1920 by 1080. Does this look as good, better, or worse than I just was? Better? So this looks clearer to you? Let me see. And you zoom in, you had right here. Oh, I think you're right. A touch better, but not by much. Subtle. Let's see. Actually, yeah, it changed my watch lists. You know what I think it did? It made this part bigger, the watch list part bigger. So you can see this part better over here with the 1920. Yeah, so this part is clearer with the 1920. Let me try eSignal. My bad. Thanks for letting me know. I always press mute and then I forget. That's always my fault. Me and just technology. I give up. Most of my technology issues is my fault. You guys can hear me now, right? Yeah, you can hear me now, right? Cool. All right. Yeah, so I think what's happening is I think so the past few days I've been streaming and I was streaming. So this restream service does several services, but I was streaming my 4K. I was streaming 4K when most of the platforms want the 1920 by 1080. So it was really jarbling everything up. And so now as I'm watching it myself up on YouTube right now with Thinkorswim with the 1920 by 1080, this pops out more. But if I'm on full screen, it probably wouldn't really matter. But when I'm doing watch lists and stuff, I can see how this would be better. But the other issue is like, for my OCD kind of thing, is like, I mean, it's not too bad. I just don't like grainy. So it doesn't look too grainy right now. I just like clear when I start seeing stuff. But I guess this is not too bad. I guess I just got to deal with it. But it's like you get 4K monitors. That's the thing that's just crazy to me is you have all this technology nowadays, and then it's like these multi-billion-dollar platforms can't handle the technology, right? So I have 3,000, I don't $2,000 just in monitors alone on here. Two of them 4K. Four of them are like the best USB monitors you can have. All the screens look absolutely clear. But then when I go to stream to the world, these multi billion-dollar platforms don't stream in the quality of my charts. So my charts are super clear right now, but then when you watch it on YouTube, it's they throttle it down. It looks all, kind of blurry. And then Facebook and Twitter look awful. I look like I have the crappiest webcam and charts on the planet. And then I'm like, that makes no sense. Everything's great. I have a gig of internet, 40 upload speed, and I look like I'm, Joe Schmo kind of streaming. But then I'm realizing it's these platforms, Facebook and Twitter suck at streaming. And I guess, and we were looking today, a bunch of people live streaming, gamers live streaming, and they have all blurry screens. So I guess people just deal with blurry, which just makes no sense to me nowadays with all this giant technology. And these huge social media platforms are just stuck in the Middle Ages. I don't know. So YouTube's the only one that's like somewhat tolerable. Yeah, and I'm looking at myself right now, and YouTube, it's fine. I like it. It still just drives me crazy that I'm not as clear as my own charts. Let me actually do a test lighting. I'll put my light back on. See how that goes. A little bit. Yeah, I mean the lighting helps, but I don't even think it's that big of a deal. Now I just have the camera right in front of me, and it's fine. I can just deal without it without the light. Well, at least we have some. We discovered the technology stuff today that it wasn't. It was partially user error, but not fully. I personally don't have any thoughts on it, William. Do you have a symbol I can pull up? for those interested in the Bitcoin sector, I'll pull up a chart on Bitcoin. So that's perfect example, like I was saying the other day, with being careful just because somebody, people are calling out a certain, dollar amount, 40,000 Bitcoin. Well, remember, there's people that hold Bitcoin long term, and then there's traders of Bitcoin, right? So, these are all daily candles right here. You can see resistance. I'll pull up Rocket in a minute for you. So, right, so it went up to 40, a little bit over 40,000. Now it's coming right back down again. Again, there's lots of people. There's people that invest in Bitcoin, but then people that trade it as well. So if you're investing in Bitcoin, you have to be careful buying at tops. You want to buy near support levels if you're looking to hold longer term, right? So hit that wall. Now it's coming back down. I like this short-term momentum line, this 9 EMA as a guide. So see if it can hold that 9 EMA. But remember, where people say, oh, Bitcoin, the charts don't matter, blah, blah, blah. That's a bunch of garbage, because all charts matter for any sector you trade. Because look what happened way back over here affected the past couple of days. So when people say, oh, the charts don't matter, well, it's not true, because look, I can just draw this line right out over here and it affects down over here. These lines, what's happening back over here, affected over here. It's no coincidence, because it's support, resistance, and patterns. Doesn't mean Bitcoin's not going to go up. I don't know what it's going to do. It could go up, it can go down. But my whole point being is you got to look to buy near those support levels. So when somebody's saying Bitcoin at 40,000, that doesn't mean to buy it. Means it's at 40,000. What's it going to do at 40,000? Is it going to break 40,000, or is it going to pull back? But these are, traders. This is a lot of money you could be making. You got a support level and you're buying low and you're selling high and taking your profits here. You know what I mean? These are big moves. So like with anything, you still got to look to buy at support and sell near resistance levels. But if you learn how to trade, if you learn candlesticks, you learn patterns, I mean, you can apply it to whatever you want to apply it to. You want to apply it to Bitcoin? Here's perfect. My favorite pattern in the world is bull flags right here. This is beautiful. Move up, bull flag to that 9 EMA, and then you could ride the 9 EMA or take profits when it's way out here. A small little pullback to that 9 EMA. Price sells off. Price gets right back up to that 9 EMA again, right around in here. Boom. Right? Price comes back up around in here. Look at it again over in here. Price comes back down, gets back right around above that 9 EMA. I'd look at it right over in here. And then it starts getting, again, choppier. It's selling off, selling off. Doesn't mean you can't trade it. Again, if I like those bull flags, I would have looked at it again, probably right in here. Right here, kind of moves up, holding that 9 EMA down and over in here. That's me. That's what I like. RKT. Had to move up, kind of hit resistance, came back down. Had kind of an inverse head and shoulders. It's just a little too choppy for me. Kind of hit some resistance up in here. Let's take a look at an hourly. Maybe cup and handling on the hourly here. So I had a big move up. Now it's got to contend with down in here. But again, like with anything, it's just a matter what your charting time frame is. I like to see, will it hold that 9 EMA, and will that 9 EMA push it up? Thanks, Amelia. Yeah, I like that 9 EMA. I like that buying near those levels. But again, that's just my strategy. You know what I mean? Everybody's is different. I don't have patience kind of like buying down. I don't have the patience to just stay in this and do this. But then again, there's strategies we teach that, iron condors or put credit spreads where this stuff works in your favor. Buying, let's say, a naked call on this and wanting this to go up, that's going to make your head spin, right? But, buying a put credit spread and you want it to stay above a certain level, different story. Or if you're buying shares and you're willing to stay in this process, that's fine. But I don't like roller coasters. I want a stock to go, within a few days, either direction. If I'm bullish, I want it to go up within that few days. If I'm bearish, I want it to come down. And that's why I like that short-term 9 EMA, right? Kind of this right around here, it starts to get above it. Boom, catch these moves. And then if it goes against me, it's a smaller risk, right? Smaller candlestick risk, not big candlestick risk. All right, so let me look at myself here before I end streaming and see how I like with this quality. All right. Thanks. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Well, at least we got this part squared away. So I'll test next. Looks like YouTube, I think, I just have to deal with it. I have to let my OCD go and just be like, it just makes my head spin how they can't update it should stream exactly the quality that you have on your screens, but whatever, these platforms, that's what they do. I use it on all time frames, Amelia. I like it for daily setups, for breakouts, and then I use it intraday when trading. So I use it on right here. So for day trading, I have it on that blue line on a 5-minute, a 1-minute, and a 10-second. So I love the 9 EMA. But you can, do it to your whatever trading style. If you're doing intraday, are you doing a 5-minute intraday? Now, is it tougher to do on lower floats? Yeah, it's harder to hold longer unless you have a really good entry on a low float. You look to get your entry, but you might not ride that 9 on a 5-minute. But, you can zoom in on a 10-second microsecond chart if you have a good one. It's good for scalping. But again, when price is above that 9 EMA, typically it's bullish, and when it's below, it's bearish. Again, this is a bad chart to look at. How do I like this screen? Well, it's good to click. That's good to know. I mean, at least on the YouTube, it's working. I just can't tell you how much this bothers me. It just really bothers me. Because again, I have these 4K monitors that I have to look, now I got to go through this crap again. You know what I mean? It's like, I got to I have 4K monitors for a reason, but now I can't use them in 4K. All right, guys. You have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I'll catch you all later. Enjoy. And I can't stop the stream here.